dices, si no, pues...
He seems quite friendly compared to the others we've run into.
A bit too friendly, if you ask me. A little too concerned with pleasing the settlers.
And you think that's a bad thing?
He reminds me of myself when I was younger. And that's not a compliment. My fear is that he serves his own ambition. And this is often done at the expense of others. There's no one here. Let's go and ask the inhabitants of the village if they know where to find her.
The islanders protect their Donegada. I don't... Hello.
Renaigse. Do you need help,
Actually, yes.
Oh.
Ulan told me that she...
Ulan must have wanted to play a dirty trick. She says that he loves the people from your island too much. But anyway, if you want to... I am not sure if she is there right now.
I'm extremely grateful.
Ok. Vale, vamos. ¿Cómo voy a ir al punto de habilidad que dejé por ahí? Pues me pierdo paquetes como si no hubiera mañana. Experto en fotogramas. Creo que una fiesta. 30%, ok. Parece que baja un poco y volvemos a perder un montón de paquetes. Pues bueno. Ahorita de caminar hasta un tiro. Por sprintar la tiro automático, ok. Bien. 3 puntos para esto necesito ahora. Pierdo un cuarto de los fotogramas. Madre mía. Aguantar un segundo, que me voy a quedar tieso del frío que hace. Pues 70 metros paso corriendo.
Thank you for Usually these animals
We are glad we arrived at the right time. We would have...
Excuse me, but are you
Yes, that's me.
Yes, we were. If you would allow it.
Very well.
This is the story we have pieced together.
I just can't believe it. Yet, if I think about...
My mother, or rather, the woman who raised me, gave me this necklace.
A Relwyn gave it to me, to give to her child, and I passed it on to Mrs. de Sade.
It looks familiar. Your father had given it. It's good that you are wearing it today. My poor beloved Relwyn, who died far away from us all, and divorced Tierce. I still miss her so much.
She wanted me to help her die. But I was unable to do such a thing. Someone would have figured it out. I would have been sent back to Toledo. So I watched her suffer.
Petrus, I cannot hold it against you for letting her live.
No, you don't understand. I loved her. She's the only woman I've ever loved.
Everyone loved Relwyn. She was mad. What's more, you brought me her child. For that alone, all is well now. The child of Tia Fradi has You are home, my magam.
Petrus,
Thank me.
you may have been a bit cowardly in the past, to the point of letting the woman you loved. You were manipulative, and you lied to everyone. But thanks to what you've told me, I've been able to find my family and my origins.
My child. At least I've done something good for once in my deceitful life. I hope the enlightened will remember this when I stand before him.
Los pecados del padre Petrus. Yo te digo pecados. Y ahora os metemos letras, creo. Hostios. ¿Podemos hacer la historia principal? ¿No me quedan secundarias? Después de mucho tiempo. Bueno, que hicimos todo. La enfermedad, el golpe de estado. ¿Quién me llevo? Pedro es ahora, sí. Ahora sí, ahora sí, ahora. Qué mal llevo ese nombre, por favor. Partidas de D&D ni de rol me pasa lo mismo. En fin.
You have returned.
I am Siora, daughter of Vladimir, daughter of Meb.
All here remember. And divorced. But you are not yet Mal in I am sorry, Siora.
I beg your pardon.
Here is the seal of the Denegad Katasach of the
And so you are a trusted friend of the Enter.
Y ya está, para otro.
I give you warm greetings, Glendan. I am Disarday.
Your merchant congregation sways me very slightly from my path. His trust in you makes me stop and look.
I seek a remedy. My cousin, as well as many other people on our island, we think that only Enon...
Really? And Kata...
He told me that the only way to meet with your god was to come and see you. You...
Judge your intentions. But even if I should do this, for the path you seek to follow has only been tread but a very... We must begin where everything begins.
What must I do?
You must go to a cavern and tell me what...
And this cavern is guarded, I suppose.
That is true. But the simplest... I hope you will prove that you understand. Go now. Show us your truth.
I must leave.
Qua abuela.
Hay prisa. Que se muere el primo. Que se muere el primo.
You have spoken to Glendan as you wanted. What?
I was asked to pass the trial.
I have never passed it. Only those who must. It is a trial.
Do you have any advice to...
I only know that a trial can be passed in many. One way is through strength. The other, but I know no more than this. Anything else?
Nothing else.
Good luck.
Hay tres formas de superarlo. Elijo el corazón. Como hay otras, por cierto. Izquierda, vale. Por la izquierda. No sé si siguen poniendo fotogramas. Está perdiendo un montón de paquetes. No sé por qué. Como ahora mismo. Así que perdido un montón. Pues el 20, es el 30%. Qué horror.
Siora, do you know anything about the trial that awaits us in...
My mother passed it during the last election, but it was Vinbar that was elected in the end.
Did she tell you about it?
A little, but it is a secret trial. I know that you must choose your path in your way. Combat is not necessarily the best response, even if it allows you to get to where you are going. If you are confronted with animals, remind yourself that they must feed, and there are ways of altering food to make those who eat it.
Is that an idea that your mother...
Vamos a guardar y empezamos la prueba. Ey.
protecting the old carcass. If you poured some sleeping potion on it, they'd fall asleep. You did it. They're sleeping. You should be able to pass without a fight.
Y por eso compré 20.000 pociones somníferas. ¿Por aquí? ¿Puedo saltar esto?
I need a bit of practice.
No puedo. Necesito dos. Y tengo solo uno. Sigilo no se activa. No hay que matar a nadie aquí. Atajo para no pelear, vale. Vale, vamos allá.
May the enlightened help us.
Examinar.
You were freezing and you had this empty stare. The water in the basin spoke to you. No.
Yes. Exactly like the lightning-struck tree.
Tell us. Visions like this are...
I was in the sky. I was floating, carried by the wind. I was high up, and it was getting colder and colder. I fell to the ground and spun slowly. Suddenly I bounced on the ground. And I was taken by the... And just like before, the vision dissipated. This stone is blackened, eaten away. This stone is adorned with the etching of a drop of water. Here this looks like a snowflake. The snow, or maybe ice. This drawing looks like an infant. Could it... The drawing on this stone makes me think of fire. I'm certain on this stone the sun is visible. This stone bears the image of a storm. Or perhaps the wind.
Vamos a guardar y vamos a intentar hacerlo bien a la primera.
Once again, these visions open gates. Try to remember them.
I was in the sky. I was floating, carried by the wind. And it was a cold feeling. I was high up, and it was getting colder and colder. I felt my blood freezing in my veins. I fell to the ground and spun slowly. And then the sun warmed me. Suddenly I bounced on the ground. And I was taken by the bubbling current of this creek. And just like before, the vision dissipated. And I was suddenly with you again.
Esto era fuego, lluvia.
This stone is adorned with the etching.
Vale. ¿Y ahora? No me ataca por ahora resulta. Domar, ok. Pero le he puesto una cinemática o algo para abrirlo. No sé, una cosa un poco...
This must be the seal that Glendan spoke about. It looks like the silhouette of the mountain of Tearfredi. My face is drawn within it.
The spirit of the volcano. One of the faces of Einon Mir Frichtemann.
Ok, y me echa instantáneo.
Vertir tu mad.
¿Cómo van los paquetes? Fatal, vale.
And so you have returned. Can you tell me what the seal deep...
A face in the mountain of...
Then you have seen the true face of the island when looking into her waters. You sent the beasts into a deep sleep. In choosing the path of silence, you avoided Finally, you have completed the ritual. And you choose to trust the way of rules and wisdom. The island has seen your intelligence and also your compassion.
Am I authorized to encounter Enormil Frictamen?
If the High King agrees, yes. Only a High King or High Queen is allowed to...
I suppose that I'm going to need to convince them as well.
I do not know. And
is he hiding?
He disappeared several months ago. Since then, we have not heard. The last people to have seen him, I'm told, were the most there was Deirdre, Blacknid.
My mother, alas.
Yes. I heard about your loss.
And divorced Tirce.
Deirdre is the Mal of the clan of the Storm Warriors. You will...
I've already met her. She sent me to confront a gun.
That sounds like her. Ulan is the... It is said that he welcomes the Renaxe. He is the chief of the Earth Healer.
Very well. I will go and see them.
Qua Walamsek.
Esa boca. Pues como ya he visitado todas las aldeas, es un saltar de uno a otro. Tengo algo en Constantine primero. Ok. No sé, tanta prisa. Por tener que hacer desvíos un poco... Ok, pero bueno. A ver cómo está el primo. Sí, no está vivo.
Lieutenant, I demand an explanation. Tell us what is going on. We haven't heard anything about Lord D'Orsay's condition in spite of our inquiries. We are extremely worried. And then all of a sudden one of his guards appears, shaken and on his own, though he is part of his retinue.
Please, allow me the chance to shed some light, my lady.
Your soldier is nothing more than a coward for abandoning his highness.
Tell me, what is going on?
This soldier has just reported in. He is asking for reinforcements. He believes that Lord D'Orsay has been attacked.
He believes? He ran here without full knowledge of what happened firsthand.
I was sent on patrol far from the camp, but I heard screams from men and from beasts. I wanted to return to camp, but then I heard a deafening sound, grinding like a landslide. I thought then it would be best just to go and get help.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You are dismissed. I would like to have a discussion with this man alone.
Yes, sir.
My lady, could you lead these fine people into the hallway, if you would be so kind?
Certainly. I deplore this embarrassing turn of events, but know that you have my full support
Vamos, le
in
pasa por
all
primo, le pega una
circumstances.
paliza. Le pega una paliza que lo va a dejar tierno.
Avoiding a general panic. Tell me precisely what happened back there.
Your cousin ordered us to escort him beyond the town limits. The islander convinced him to go on some journey.
By islander, do you mean the Denegat that came to...
Yes, a stranger. I was ordered to set up patrol. I was told to protect our perimeter. According to the islander, it was the only access to their planned destination. Not a soul came along. I heard an enormous crashing sound like an owl.
And you ran? Do you know precisely where?
No, not precisely. I hadn't gone. The islanders said they were following the path. But
why didn't you go and look for yourself?
What? Alone? What?
I'm still having trouble deciding if cowardice or intelligence... But that's a question for yours. My cousin was quite weak.
His Highness was feeling much better. I mean to show no disrespect to His Highness, but that islander had the high... I wasn't privy to their counsel, but your cousin was all full of enthusiasm.
That sounds like him.
I am sorry.
Dismissed, soldier.
Thank you, sir.
Vamos a buscar al primo. Ah, no, acuñar e investigar, ok. Cuéntanos constante y sus escoltas. Vamos a pillar a ayudar a Constante. ¿Pero dónde se han llevado el primo? ¿Quién tiene una secundaria? Si ahora tiene una secundaria.
Clarence, I need...
I'm listening, Sue.
Do you remember the mind shakers in...
Yes. If I understand correctly...
Even though these priests would make good allies against my mother, would never have traded, and she would have wanted to be buried according to...
So you think that they're lying?
Yes. And you? Will you investigate?
Sí.
Of course. Let's...
Sí, pero voy a hacer primero el de Constante. Como voy a ir con ella igualmente. No pierdo tampoco tanto tiempo. Fondo y luego derecha. O derecha aquí directamente. Se te falta para las pociones de vida. Y esto bueno. No hay nadie, no he visto nada. Cuatro de 5.
This is the camp that Constantine's escort must have established.
It looks more like a battlefield. I hope that Omegad and your cousin survived the fight.
Search the zone. Let's see if we can find any clues as to what's happened here. This area has been trampled. An entire stampede passed by here. Our soldiers must have fled the zone and taken this path followed by their assailants. This is a sacred place of a native cult. No doubt this is where Katasak and Constantine were going.
It isn't really a place of a cult, but rather a place of anchoring. A place where Donegada perform a ritual to become Sinol Menawi. These places are charged with great energy. Perhaps Katasak wanted to use it to bring relief to your cousin.
Perhaps. There are bodies, and without a doubt there was fighting here. Search the place. Let's see what we are able to find.
¿Por qué me llevas aquí? ¿Esto? Hola.
More tracks.
3 puntos de habilidad por cierto.
Footprints. They must have fled this way. Strange. These trees look half calcinated, as if they were exposed to immense heat. These weapons are in terrible condition. Whatever did these men come up against? Another burnt tree. This path seems to have been scorched in flames.
Ah. Por cierto, ahora tengo bombas. No, la bomba no está en mi ordenador, ¿vale? ¿Qué le pasa hoy, por favor?
More signs of an explosion. I can't believe that our soldiers could be carrying so many explosive potions.
Nope.
New footprints. It looks as if a group met up with them and took this path. There was more fighting over here. There are not only the corpses of our own men, But where could these other soldiers have come from?
¿Han venido a matar al primo? ¿El guardia de la moneda?
More signs of explosions. But what were they do? There are footprints. Only a handful made it up to here.
Sí, ya podría ser su representación. Una bestia alada parece ágil y capaz de volar, pero su cuerpo parece frágil. Es protegido, por supuesto, nosotros mismos por algunas de las observaciones si son ciertas. Voy a guardar, que llevo un buen trecho caminado.
The path stops on this overhang, and despite signs of a skirmish, I can't see any sign of Constantine or Catus.
Like to protect me in this battle!
Voy a bloquearlo.
Your armor is falling apart!
La armadura y todo, madre mía. Arriba.
I don't recognize these men. Still more unknown soldiers. Could they have been responsible for the attack? This one is carrying a letter. Let's see. These vials look familiar. Katasach used the very same to stock his potions. He must have come here. I'm going to pick them up. According to this note, this troop came from an outpost of the Bridger lines close by. A patrol, no doubt. Could the bridge in some way be linked to this attack? That makes no sense. And these rocks were broken, as if they had taken cannon fire. What could have happened here? I recognize this sack. It's my cousin's. Oh, Constantine, what have you gotten yourself into again? Very well. Let's sum things up. Constantine and Katasach definitely came through here to perform an attack, obviously, and then there are these traces of...
You cannot suspect my people are behind this attack.
Unless he himself was behind it. He is a powerful Donegad. The beasts obey him.
How could you even think something like that? He is a healer.
Perhaps he only did it to gain our trust. With Constantine captive, he now has leverage to apply to the colonists and... But in all truth, I have no idea what... But regardless of who is guilty, we could return to Wen Xavier to learn more. Perhaps Katasach returned there. Or maybe... We're also going to have to visit the outpost. Their soldiers were involved in the combat, or at least the end of it.
That trail seems a better one to follow. Katasach is a good...
That's true. But I do not see how they could... However... One way or let us be on our way without further.
No puedo bajar de aquí de un salto, ¿verdad? Tengo que pegar toda la vuelta. Ah, bueno, a pegar la vuelta. Parece que sea más el hechicero, pero no sé. Qué raro. Si hubieras entregado otro, estaría ocurrido. Si hubieras traído otro médico. Se te había mandado una peregrinación o buscar unas hierbas para curarlo. Supongo. De verdad es de ahí, tío. Por favor, están lejísimos. Puede ser la criatura gigante. No creo que sea el sanador. No sea completo.
Colonials. You must have gotten lost to have come this far from...
Disarday. I am legate.
A legate? Pardon my dismay. But we don't... Captain Idris. I am the... What can I do for you?
I'm looking for Constantin Dorsey, the island
governor. Here.
My cousin was part of an expedition, his men and his camp crew. But we found no trace of his body, which wounded and holding up somewhere.
Have you cast your suspicions in our... We've had neither reinforcements nor supplies for weeks. In my... I wouldn't risk the few lives remaining to attack a governor's camp. I'm not crazy. I'm truly sorry for your cousin, Excellency. But the region is dangerous. The natives are...
You do know that we found the bodies of several men from the garrison up there, don't you?
How could you be sure?
One of them was carrying a note, signed by your hand.
Then they are dead. I had hoped they'd have survived and would eventually...
Explain yourself, Captain.
They were monitoring the zone. They were to warn us of any troop. We have lost too many men to surprise attacks. Yesterday, we heard screams and saw some strange...
And you didn't go and see for... You hear screams. Certainly those of your...
So the last of my men give up their lives for nothing. You can think of me as a coward if you like.
Why do I have the feeling that you're holding something... I can see how difficult your presence... I'm certain you haven't been paid. I cannot solve all of your problems.
A little gold would certainly improve. One of the men I poked...
A survivor? Excellent.
He wasn't able to say a word. Our nurse sits with him, but his wounds are extremely serious.
I'm sorry to hear that, Captain.
Go and see the nurse. I can't take it anymore. To lose another... Anything else?
I need to be...
I would...
Misiones secundarias que no... Por si cae. Si me puse con ellos, pues se hacen.
What are you doing there?
I know. I've come to see the...
That is very kind of him.
What are you saying?
No, he said I've been asking the captain for weeks to escort me. I no longer have a... And now that we have a wounded patient, I can only...
Do you know what type of remedy...
Yes, at least I think so.
I see.
Thank you.
Se trabaja aquí, perfecto. Gracias, desarrolladores. Vaya, justo tengo. Tengo uno y justo. A la pasé borrado.
Were you able to...
Yes, I was.
Give it to me. Oh. There. We must wait.
Will he make it?
I hope so. Well,
And if he survives?
come back tomorrow at the same time.
Very well.
See you soon.
No me hagas esperar, que el campamento está ya. Tengo que ir hasta ahí para esperar. En fin. Si hubiera algo en mi tema que importara, pues podéis aprovechar el tiempo para ir a hablar con los jefes de los clanes, para ir adelantando, pero habiendo que no hay ninguna restricción, es que te da igual. Vale, vamos ahí atrás. En fin.
soldier.
Better.
I simply prepared the potion that she... Could you tell me what happened, Drew?
I will try. We were posted up on the peak, and we heard sounds of fighting not far from our position. Men were screaming. Soldiers of the Coin Guard and an islander were trying to protect a young man.
Constantine Katasak and his...
Dozens of wild animals. They seemed completely enraged and in
flames.
I don't know. I didn't see everything. But I thought I saw another islander. There was practically no one left on the battlefield. I came to when I heard voices of islanders. I thought to myself, they're coming to finish off. I dragged myself here.
I'm going to have to go and find these.
You shouldn't do that. They kill.
That's enough. Rest.
Yes, it's best I leave. I'll have a word with your...
Sí, siempre hacerme con ellos. Recuerdo bien ayudarlos. Siendo como son.
Excellency, thank you.
Please. I did nothing more than follow the...
Did you learn what you needed?
Yes. I was able to... He and his company heard sounds of... My cousin's escort were already nearly annihilated by a strange sorcerer controlled them.
One of those rebel savages, no doubt. They must have learned that an important man was in the region.
Don't apologize. I know where the camp can be found.
Like you freed the scholars. Thank you again.
I need to be going.
I would very much like to do...
¿Dónde tengo que ir? Vale, aquí, luego TP aquí, luego ahí, vale. Vamos. Viajar, vas a la misma región y el campamento. Así que fue práctico perder rápido que ellos. Que me dejan entrar gratis todas las veces.
Hello.
Renaigse, there you are.
To speak to you about my cousin's capture and a soldier from the nearby outpost survived and told us that you were present. I know that you see us as your enemies, but we are not here to harm you. I only seek to find the man I consider to be my brother, as well as the man who is protecting him. Katisach.
No Donea Exregal would attack Katasach.
If you didn't attack him, you must know what... I was told that an islander took my... Perhaps your men were there to aid them.
We do not have your cousin, and as for Katasach, and the Vorst, Tire, he died from his wounds. That night, we heard the sounds of a terrible combat. We went to see the last breath of Katasach, and many of the Renaigse were dead. We carried the body of the Donega.
He gave his life to protect Const. This request might surprise you, but we would like to...
Why?
Examine him to understand. We were told that an island native was there and that he liked...
No Donea Exregal would attack Katasach.
That is the very reason I need to see his body.
You may see him.
Mira la otra punta de la aldea. Póngamelo al lado, por favor. Ay, por Dios. Qué pereza. Vuelta y vuelta.
Katasach. Seeing the state of his body, I hate myself for having suspected him. Forgive me, Denegad, to have doubted your loyalty and even more for what we are about to do. Now then, let's see what story this corpse has to tell. Afra would know how to get information from this body. I'll need to go and find her.
¿Qué verdad? ¿Me vais a hacer eso? Ay. Bien, si se pierde la mitad de los fotogramas, pues en vez de 60 FPS esto va a 30.
Karans, do you need...
I'm asleep.
Aquí poner. Petrus te vas. Otra añadir. Confirmar. Para este.
Here is the body of Katasach.
Of course. We note a great number of large, blunt force. None of the wounds could be attributed to a blade or a spear, nor are practically every bone has been broken in multiple places. The rib cage was torn open and then collapsed. The open wound reveals multiple Here, the borders of the wounds have been singed. The flesh is... And we also note they seem oddly out of place in spite of the exotic insular origin of our deceased. I would be hard-pressed to tell you which of the wounds proved to be the fatal...
He was smashed violently by a giant rock that was without a doubt...
Yes. These wounds are similar to those given by a heated...
The dead soldiers we found had identical wounds. As crazy as this may sound, whoever is...
In any other circumstance, your conclusion... But I stand on the side of the improbable. Then
I can't imagine an Adaig behaving like that. They might attack careless hunters or warriors, true, but to attack Katasach, the power to call volcano fires, could only be that of a god.
We still don't really know who is actually behind, judging by the severity of these wounds.
All your experiments. You've learned so little.
We had to at least try. Are you not even...
We've grown accustomed to the loss of life. All the same, Guardian and Donegad would never attack. There is a ritual that might help us.
The Anatalis Fair.
It is a magical rite that only a person with it allows the Donegad who chants it to
That would allow us to at least...
If what I have heard is true, yes.
Let's ask her for her help then.
You are quick to ask another to put her mind... Imagine the pain of the wounds of another. Shaking. This is what you must ask of the Tierna. When her companion was lost in battle, fighting against your own since that day. Our Tierna...
That would explain her distress.
You must make her see your purpose.
Ya está. Tengo que viajar, genial.
Can't do that.
¿Y un atajito? ¿No me vas a hacer un atajito? Por favor. Por aquí puedes ir a la derecha y pillar el camino. Si fuera a pegar toda la vuelta y demás. Aquí. Oh. ¿Te has encontrado a Closer, supongo? ¿Es esa? No. No, vamos. Me tenía que comprar munición.
Hello, Mev.
Renoixe. Why?
I've come to ask you for help.
My help. You still...
My cousin has been taken.
Truly?
By performing the Anatalis fair on the...
Katazach is dead. He was a good man. Perhaps the...
He went with my cousin to a sacred site when they were attacked. My cousin has disappeared, taken, according to a witness. We examined him, and it seemed as...
Fire of the earth. Only the Nadaig Manemen have the power to wield it. But none of our own...
This is why we need your help. We want to understand and...
And you will avenge the dead as you have avenged... Very well, Renoixe. Our island wails in suffering. The Anatalas fair may kill me, but at least you will need to act as my Voglendaig. And bring to me the nest...
What do you require?
A potion. And... do not forget... The viscera of the scavengers must be taken from a place near the battlefield, because they contain the flesh. As for the personal object of Katazach, find...
He didn't have a weapon when I found his body.
Where can I find him?
In Duren's camp.
Very well. Not far from there is a sacred... Then we can perform the ritual.
In that case, let's go together to the ritual site. The place...
Very well.
Pues perfecto. Vamos ahí. Tengo que ir aquí y pillar esto. Y nada más, vale, y nada más. Pues vamos. El ritual está aquí. Campamento que no esté cerca. Otra vez. Qué coñazo de misión. No es nada interesante, es aburrido y todo, incluso. ¿Este es el más cercano? Ok. Duro rival la piedra. ¿Este es lo por el que he bajado? No me suena. ¿No? Nada. Tengo que pelear sí o sí.
I need help.
Ahora la matará uno. ¿La maté ya? Sí. Quiero subir. Gracias. No. Un desestabilizado. Wow. Venga, ya está.
Karans, do you need something?
No.
I'm asleep. I recognize this weapon. It's Katasak's, I'm certain. It must have been broken during the battle. Let's take it back to Mev.
¿Ya está TP? ¿What? Me deja un poco... Fallas de Belladona. Ok. Aquí igual puedo comprar fallas de Belladona. Yo me tengo que ir a buscarlas a saber dónde las encuentro. Si me tiempo de acabar esta, aunque sea, y luego ya con la secundaria de Sior. Renuncio.
Come closer. Come closer. Your ex. You will and all.
Fallas de Belladona. Todas todas.
Thanks for your visit.
Este me vale, asusté. Puedo matar a lo que sea que se haya llevado a mi primo. Ya. Abajo y saltar, vale. Algunas zonas de este juego tienen unas bajadas de FPS que son...
Were you able to find the...
Yes.
This is good. The moon is high. We may start.
Justo llega a medianoche, ¿vale?
Katasar, we have come to learn the truth of your death. Ato al confrangawi brandi, olehana memen adestame haman. Bara fridenan tahanemo quate grenfen. Linqui damda renaute da hodos. Lemat, de tahawan kloisam. De talugedon velam. De taragam buledam. De tataminam reloidan. Adet lamen kante bij dam en antelem vervraagd tango.
Katasak, help me, please.
Show no fear. I do not think he means you any harm.
What is this? This monster. Why is it attacking us?
I don't know. I don't understand. It is as if it seeks you out. It wants you.
You never should have done that, Katasach. To save one, Renaikse, you put us all in great peril. His spirit is different. He receives badly. You have woven the bond of the Deathbringer.
What is happening to you? Get a hold of yourself. Come on.
I cannot believe it. He has returned.
Who has?
Finbar. The High King. We thought he was dead.
Pero no tenemos que buscarlo.
He disappeared months ago.
Is he the attacker? And what of Constantine? Have you seen a young blonde-haired man? He was sickly.
Yes. The golden haired was there. And he was afraid. Katasach protected him before he was killed by Finbar. Leave me now. I am very tired.
How are you feeling?
Better. What are you going to do now?
If I want to have any hope of finding Constantine, I must follow...
Do you know where to look for it?
The kings and queens could tell me when they saw him.
Then you must arm yourself with patience and courage on Almana.
Thank you, Mev.
Do not thank me. In order to satisfy my curiosity, I betrayed my king. All that remains for me to do is to...
Farewell, Mev.
Intentarán matarlo, palabrita. Se graba súper bien. De noche tiene pinta que juego fatal. Por algún motivo. ¿Qué con el laboratorio? Con el... Perturbamentes. Perturbamentes.
Hello, my child. Do you want to hear the word?
Not really, Father. My name is Desarde.
Nice to meet you, Your Excellency. What can we do for you?
What exactly do you hope?
Well, when we spread the word of Saint Matthias, I'm sure. Anything else?
We would like to know more about the agreement you supposedly see.
I do not see how our agreement concerns. We swore to provide this village with all our support.
In exchange, its inhabitants will have to renounce their...
My mother would never have made such an agreement. She's the one who...
The Queen had understood that the light was the only true path. It is for this reason that we have accepted to seal our agreement.
She had an engraver come to Valristal. He carved...
I do not believe a single word of this.
You would do well to hold your tongue, young lady. This village...
By not respecting us, you are committing blasphemy.
Because you think that you can administer justice here.
Siora, let's not get into another battle and make new enemies.
That is an excellent idea.
Exacto, o sea. Viaja rápido aquí, de aquí a aquí, vale. Camino más óptimo. Aquí, derecha, izquierda, y ya está. Por esta valla. Igual hay un campamento delante incluso. Hola, voy a ignoraros tranquilamente. Au. Ha tirado que me acaba de pegar. Hola. Me ha dejado. Tío, eso no es lo siguiente. Tira por ahí ya. Voy a coger el campamento. Solo por si acaso. Y voy a guardar. Evidentemente han roto la piedra.
Here's the stone we were looking for. It is destroyed. Strange.
This stone was damaged on purpose. We will never know the...
There may be a way. Promises in those who want to make these agreements must turn to a keeper of promises. An artist. There are but a few. We did not have one in our village before Karadek's arrival. He must be the...
I thought you could not write.
The Donegada have a secret writing that the keepers, those who want to seal a promise.
Ya está el aldea y tengo que tepear allí.
Strange. It looks like no one's there. The door's left open.
Wow.
Empty. Everything is broken and turned upside down. Empty. Everything is broken and turned upside down. Empty. A sculpted engraved stone. What happened here?
It seems like there was a fight.
It's as if someone wanted to meticulously destroy...
The owner must have left in a hurry, taking a few...
Unless someone else did this.
Do you know where he might be?
This engraved stone bears the mark of... Do you remember him? Karadeg originally belonged to this...
Let's go to Vigigidor.
Vaya destrozo me ha hecho al este. Pero es hermoso como hace las promesas. Me falta que haya munición aquí.
What brings you here, Honor?
We're looking for Karadeg.
Did he come back to your village?
He did come, and then...
Did you exile him?
He is the one who left. He disagreed with us. He thought that we should be fighting them, throwing them back to the sand. I did not want him to return if it...
Do you know where he might have gone?
He feared someone. He must have left for the woods, south of here. Is there any...
I seek Vinbar, your High King.
I do not know if that is... But since you have helped her, the last time I saw... He wanted us to help him decide what we should do. Edra and Bladnid wanted us to spill. Ulan's words were all honey. As I attempted, as is my wont. Finbar was not convinced by any of us. He left us to go to the sanctuary.
Would he still be there?
I do not think so. The great mind must have guided his... But he would not have abandoned his people. You should go to Wenshavar.
Thank you.
Aquí, vale. Estoy mirando. El siguiente vale, sí. Por aquí no. Ahí está.
He's over there.
Siora, Bertie.
These strangers are my friends, Karadeg.
What do you want?
Tell me about your role as keeper.
Most words must be free, but some words must survive those who utter them. Those who want to become one must win the trust, then they teach us the words of stone. And when someone...
So you're a kind of cleric?
Do you want to...
We would like to ask you about a stone you...
It is the stone of the Renaigse, isn't it? I did not like them, but I could not refuse to fill. And now that she is no longer with us...
It is because you are the last person to know what was engraved.
I kept the piece of tree bark in which I prepared...
With this tree bark, we could verify what my mother promised.
No, Donegad. Renaigse only bring us trouble, and you come with... I do not want to deal with them ever again.
I understand your fear. Take some time to think. We would like... I understand your...
A ver. Se puede hacer una cosa un poco fea. A ver. Habilidades. Talentos. Tengo intuición 1. Puedo usar el cristal de memoria. Empezar otra vez como técnico. Y poner pun carisma, pun carisma, pun carisma. Intuición. Ciencia. Y no me queda artesanía. Pero bueno. Y luego atributos. Agilidad, 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 agilidad. Y en vez de constitución me pongo hasta aquí. Y ahora habilidades. Hasta la furia que me da daño y demás. Anda. No quiero la bomba. Me quedan 4. Mejoras para el daño a saco. Estas trampas. Mejoras las trampas. Ala. Ahora tengo que cambiar mi inventario entero. Y ahora la segunda arma. Y ahora la espada a 2 manos. Y el equipamiento. Pum, sobre explorador. 10 de vida. Segundo. Torso es... este, si no me equivoco. Ah, no tengo constitución, no puedo ponerme la armadura buena. Bueno, da igual. Puente del rey. Y las boticas.
Renaigs.
We would like to... Since you want to chase the Renaigse away, and since you want protection, we could indicate the location of one of the...
The rebels?
The Donea Exregao. They fight the Renaigse.
I have heard about them.
We could help you join them, but we need this tree bark. It's the only...
In that case, I hope that it will help. And I did not think I...
What do these glyphs say?
That we will assist the priests in their war against the lions. And they must help us in return. There is nothing about the spirits of the people of the village, or renouncing our traditions. I knew they were lying. Let's show this to Iselda.
Oh, por favor, gracias. Además, tengo que ver el de la tienda para quitarme todo esto porque no puedo cargarlo. Sí, quiero comerciar. Ven. Ven. Comercio.
Do you see?
No me equipo la pistola. Hola. Pero que interesante de comprar. Un anillo divino. No tiene daño físico, tiene mucho daño mágico. Comprarlo por si eso puedo poner a Petrus y ya está. Gran aguja llameante. Compra con arma B. 19 menos de daño. Pero tiene 97 de daño elemental. Es muy poquito, nada.
If you want to trade again, you know.
Mentira.
Siora, Asir. Always. What do you want?
Could you tell me about...
You are right there, and you let him talk about you like this. Perhaps I wanted to hear how you... Perhaps, but I don't... Did you want any...
Azeld, about this pact you're...
Yes. Did you find anything new?
We went to Falrista.
Were you able to read? No, because it was destroyed. You're probably right. But for
We retrieved the piece of tree bark.
Siora, what's written? Mother promised to help them against the lions, and they promised. There's nothing mentioned about them settling here, and even less about them being entitled to the spirit. So they lied. I think it's high time they lied. I think so. You lied to us. You took us for gullible children. Leave this village at once. You will never be welcome here again.
But if you want our help with the Alliance, your people must convert to the light.
By lying, you have insulted the memory of the Queen. The entire village will be happy to make you pay for your affront if they hear about it. You do well to leave before having to face their wrath.
We are not here to shed blood.
Very well, we're leaving. But we will not...
I did not thank you. Thanks to you, we managed to chase away the... Yes. Siora. Of course, Asir.
Vamos. O sea, ya está.
Siora, Asir, what do you...
Could you tell me...
You are right. Perhaps, but I... Did you want...
No me dice nada. Bueno, nos vamos. Campamento, nada. Contrabando tampoco interesa. Problemas en el EDEN, nada. Misiones principales. Interrogar al rey, al rey, al rey. Sí. Vamos a la región 1340. 41, no tengo tiempo. ¿Cuántos miles de fotogramas he perdido ya? Vamos a mirar un momento. También. Venga. Hay muchos en alguno también, nada. Termina de cargar, vamos a ver. 45%. Madre mía. A la derecha. No hay historia, no para mirar. Pero siempre que el eso tan complicado. Era más una cuestión de que me sacó el nivel ya.
Birt Tirtomad on Almanawi. Esqueto.
Hello. I'm sorry, but I do not speak your language.
Really? Then you are a Renaigse. I have never met one with the bond. Might I do something for you?
I am looking to find Vinbar. He disappeared after visiting the...
You should speak with Sarah.
Where might I find her?
I do not know. She left the village. Anything else?
Goodbye.
What I want to say.
Llamas.
Is there some...
Would you know where...
She left to follow Vimbar.
What do you mean?
We don't know if our High King is on Olmenawi, and that his bond with the mountain is very strong. Sarah knew that the mountain would take him back. She went to attempt to bond herself to it. We haven't seen her anything.
I'm looking... But someone...
If anyone knows any...
Where is this cavern?
We don't know. Anything...
Thank you for your...
quién preguntarle. Que no me lo marca aquí, pero en el mapa sí. Es una cosa un poco aquí a la derecha.
I heard talk.
It is a place where within the earth. There are some on Tiafradi. The entrance is sealed, hidden. Anything else?
Goodbye.
What I want to say.
¿No tengo que ir? Para allí. Vamos a pasar por aquí, que hay un campamento. Tengo de fresco, voy a abrigarme. Mucho mejor. Vamos para allá. No hay mapa de nada, así que... Sigo la dirección y ya llegaré a algún sitio. No sos no, por favor. A la izquierda. Vale. Ya esto sí. Ok. Se puede esa noche me salía. Yo no entiendo. Bien mirado. ¿Campamento? ¿Campamento? ¿Dónde hay campamento? Sí.
Speak, savage! What stops your tongue? You think someone's coming to save you? Give in! Your life is in our hands. It is time to tell us all you know. The sooner you speak, the sooner this will be over.
¿Es constante?
We should be discreet if we want to eavesdrop on these people.
She's been enduring this punishment for hours, blow upon blow through gritted teeth.
Truly savage beast we have here. Do we even know if it speaks our language?
Leave us.
You will eventually tell us how you found your way into that grotto. Your defiance is only prolonging the inevitable. You remind me of that rat my master was studying. The creature used all of its fire in an effort to escape. Scratching, twisting, refusing to understand that the cage holding it was its only remaining world. It had everything it could ever need, but it wouldn't stop looking for a way out. even though its fate was now sealed to serve science. Its animal instinct drove it to flee. It had strangled itself between the bars of its own cage in a final futile attempt to escape. It was an enormous beast and very clever. If it had simply relented, it could have lived peacefully for many years. Instead of that,
ya voy a dejarlo por aquí. A ver si se me arregla.
these
Y
monsters
no
are
sé.
torturing her cub.
Sí, para lo rescatamos. En la siguiente sesión.